No, this was the first of me catching those little bait fish perch. And first video, that is. So I'm busting out that brand new bamboo cane pole that I've been having for about 5 years on top of the cabinet. And we're going to put that baby to use. Now, cane poles are something that are not as appreciated as 100 years ago. But they do have a place, and it's a totally different fishing. Now, the First Lady is trying to make a smoothie right now while I'm doing this voiceover. So if it goes back dry and you don't hear my lovely voice or the sounds of nature, use your imagination. But then again, I might just leave a blend in the background. I know y'all not that picky. And I'm not either. So I'm also going to try to work on a few different little effects as far as cinematography, editing, and all that jazz. But I did speed the video up so that it'll not waste too much of your time. But this is all part in the whole process. I think we as society, we want instant gratification too much. But like I told you, I eventually had a breakdown with this cane pole, and I really need to put a screw in it or do some liquid nail to fasten it back together. But we'll see. Thank you, baby. So this was more of a learning curve because this is like my first time fishing since breaking the collarbone, and I really needed to get out in nature, man. I'm gonna do a nature walk soon, a nature hike. I'm gonna do some adventures. I'm gonna do some camping content. I'm gonna camp in the city also. So I got a few things I'm working on. And this little spot right here is one of those spots where, now, like I was saying, this spot is one of those spots that is pretty popular. I don't know how big or small the fish are, but I know that water was good. I just drank. Now we're gonna get on back down here on the bayou and try to do a little something. I do know they have some big green trout out here, but I'm really trying to find them in this little curve because what I'm thinking is they're gonna be hanging out really close to the bank. But I've probably fished in this little spot like 10 or 11 times, but this is my first time with a cane pole. Yep. And this grass is a little too tall for me personally. Like if this was a spot I would fish regular, I'd bring my lawnmower out there and just cut it to keep it nice and manicured. Because I don't like to bend down in grass I can't see through. Because I don't know about you, but when the turtles are out, the frogs are out, the snakes are out, all those little reptiles, those little reptilian, they all like to be out to benefit from the same thing we benefit from, the sun. So I want to give them their space and mind my business. But I'm really falling in love with cane pole fishing. Out there in Terrebonne, Lafourche Parish, St. James, St. John, Ascension, Assumption, they use a lot of Calcutta poles. It's a really thick bamboo, and that's what they use for rainbow trout or shoe pick, as they call them out here. But they use a Calcutta pole. It's a lot thicker than this little bamboo, and it's a lot longer. And you use a balsa wood float and some rope. Now, tell you a little secret. You see how straight this bamboo pole is? Now, notice in some of my videos you've already seen how that pole curves. And I figured out why. The reason it curves is because if you put your string on it too tight, it's going to make that pole curve. I'm just trying to find a fish. Be patient, find a fish. But I'm also not deep enough. And I'm going to figure that out at some point between now and Armageddon, that I wasn't deep enough. And I found it out on accident. And that's when my pole started to break. I should go back to the fine folks at Academy. Now see this black cane pole I got? I've been having that one for 20 years. And I done caught some fish with it too. Whoo! I done caught some fish with it. But it feels good to use a simple, primitive stick, string, hook method. You can replicate that in nature if you had to. East Tennessee Whiskers did a fishing video where he cut a bamboo down and made his own little cane pole. He did pretty good. And he's one of the reasons I started fishing this little spot. Being that my shoulder is broke, collarbone is still broke and healing, I needed to get out. So I was like, I'm going to just use my cane pole. That way I ain't got a cast and reel and all that good stuff. But now, after my last visit, Thursday, I'm going back river fishing full time. Forget all of that. Going back river fishing. I'm going back tonight. Try to hit me a monster. Sous chef probably not going to come with me. So I'm going to be out there by myself tonight. Don't tell my mama. So I'm going to let y'all enjoy the rest of this video in peace. I want to say thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for supporting the channel. Thank y'all for all the comments, the encouragement. You know, it's not about mainstream. It's about you, the viewer. And I appreciate it. And look, every now and again, somebody going to put a comment that really is, what it is, divisive. And I might say something, but for the most part, we're going to try to keep it professional. Thank y'all for watching.